Hi, my name is Chris, and today we're going to talk about adding in additional details to your price guide line items. Now keep in mind that additional details are generally things that do not cost the customer any additional money. So to do this, we'll load up our price guide and find the items that you would like to have any additional details on. For our example here, we're going to use these bath packages. To add in additional details, it will be this keyboard here. If you want to see if there's any additional details, you can hover over the top. Tag will always be there by default. If you do have other items, they will pop up as many as you need here. You can scroll through to get an overview of what's on this item. To add in any new ones or edit any that are there, you'll click this little keyboard here. It'll load up the whole menu. This first one here would be the title that it appears on the application. So if we wanted to add in a line for color, we can do that. Next will be the note that is associated with it, and this will be a note that is specifically for the sales rep. So if they have to do anything specifically for the color option, you can put that here. Next will be your input type. You can do a keyboard where they'll be able to manually type in any options. You can also do it by picker, which if we do a picker option, the next here will be your picker values. So for color, we could do as many as we need by just typing them in, hitting enter to add those into this picker option. You can also drag these around to rearrange them if you want the choices to appear in a different order, or simply X them out to get rid of them. Next, you can also do the input type as a number. So if you don't want them to have a full keyboard and just a number pad, you can do that here with any of these options. The only difference is that numbers 1 would be a whole number, whereas numbers 1.00 would just have the decimals. You can also do a size picker. You can also enter in currency or enter in a date. For this here, we're going to go and do picker. Next would be our default value. So whatever we put here, if you want it to default to a specific color for this example, we can put that here. Next would be our placeholder, which would be how Leap will know to pull this to the contract if we use this placeholder and this item is selected. You can also make this a required field, so they could not add this item without giving you this detail. The copyable field is used for drill down and deep drill down views. You would be able to make a duplicate of this item by swiping it to the left and selecting copy. If you have a copyable on any of these additional details, it will also copy those additional details to the new item. Now if we want to add in more than just one, you can click add and add as many as we'd like. So we can also do a size. We can do this as a size picker. You can go all the way down through the 16th of an inch. And if we want this to pull through the contract, you would put in a placeholder here, beginning and following with a percent sign. We're also going to make this required. The other thing that you can do here is when you add in another line, you can also change the cell type to photos. This would make it so that they would be able to upload any photo to this line item once it is added into the estimate. You can also make this required, so if they have to upload a photo of an old window, for example, you could put that here, and they would have to give you a photo for this item. Once you're done here, you can go ahead and select Done. You can save that item, and this will now have all of those upcharges. If you have multiple different lines that are going to have the same upcharges, you can copy those to other items. To do that, you'll right-click this keyboard. You can select Copy. You can right-click the next one that you want to copy it to. You can hit Paste Add, which will add it in addition to anything that's already there. You can also paste to replace, and that will get rid of anything that's already existing and replace it with the new values. Once you do that, they'll come up here just how we entered on the other item. If you want to clear these out, if you don't want them, you can also right click and hit clear all, and it'll set it back to default. And that's all for our additional details.